listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show.
Energy, 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 because we're live. All right. Hey guys, so if you are tuning in, this is the after show for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it happens to be our last live after show for 2012, and we have a special guest, and we also have a new host, but she's also a familiar voice and a face. I'm just going to go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves. So to my left.
Hey guys, I'm Susan Hahn.
I'm Mari Fagel.
And I'm Natalie Haller.
Now, Natalie has been a special guest with us in the past in Real Housewives of New Jersey, and Natalie actually has a live show here in Los Angeles called...
It's called The Real Drunk Housewives of the San Fernando Valley.
Yay! Yay! And we love having Natalie here because she's a huge, huge super fan of Real Housewives, and she always comes and helps us dish. So,
well, before we get on, we also have Giselle in the chat room.
Yes.
So you guys can live chat with her.
Yes, live chat with Giselle. Absolutely. And don't forget, Bing is for doing. And also, I want to remind you guys to download us on iTunes. It's 100% free, Free. And please make comments. We love when you give us your feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. We always read it, and we always take it to heart. And you're also the reason why we are part of the top 10 after shows once again this week. I think we're number 4.
Yeah, we're number
4. So keep it coming, you guys. And let's just jump into last night's episode. Now, again, very juicy, and it's coming off of last week, the Mauricio's event. And I just have to kick it off by saying there's definitely a huge elephant in the room. And the elephant being, we all know that Brandi kind of, went off at the mouth two episodes prior, and Kim pulled Adrienne and her husband aside. But the big looming question was, what was the thing that Brandi said, that she blurted out? And, well, let's talk about that.
Well, I have some questions. Now,
Okay.
do you guys agree or disagree that what Kim did was wrong? Would you have done the same thing?
That was wrong because it was her sister's husband's big event.
Mm-hmm.
She was totally stirring it up at his big, real estate. All his professional contacts were there, and she knew it was going to be a big, big problem, big drama.
I think her heart was in the right place in terms of wanting to let Adrienne know such a sensitive subject, considering she was going to be commingling with Brandi at the same event. But it was just wrong time, wrong moment. I mean, what do you think, Mari?
I just think that she couldn't have predicted how it all went down, that Adrienne and Paul would go so low as to blow up at the party, and I just couldn't understand why they were all blaming Kim. What Kim did was right in telling Adrienne what happened, and she couldn't have predicted that they would go over and blow up this party, and I hate that, like, now that Kim is doing better and she's recovering, that Kyle walks over and is like, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have done that, and she's like, I get it, like, you know what I mean? And I'm protective of Kim, and I like her, but just because, like, she's going through something right now. First of all, I think she's hilarious. Second of all, like, I'm just protective of her, and I love Kyle, but I just hate how Kyle just, like, always beats her sister down, and, like, I don't think what she did was wrong. Maybe it was the wrong venue, but she couldn't have predicted. Like, I don't understand why everyone was so upset at Kim for what happened and not at Paul, who went up to a lady at a party and was screaming bitch, you know?
But
Sorry.
Well, my question is was it wrong for Paul to get up in Brandy's
Yes.
face?
See, I don't know. I mean, now that we have a better sense of what Brandi has said, and we'll get to that in a second, I don't know if it's unjustified, because at that moment in time, he was defending his wife, he was defending his family, and I'm not saying it's right that he called a woman a bitch. And funny enough, even Mauricio said, because Brandi asked him, well, you wouldn't call or I think it was Taylor, sorry, you wouldn't call a woman a bitch, and even Mauricio said, well, I don't know.
I can't
if
say
I
that.
can't say that. And who knows how you're going to react to someone accusing you of saying such things. And to your point, really quickly, yeah, I think Kim, her heart was in the right place, but I don't think that moment at an event like that was the right and I know she couldn't have predicted what was going to happen, but what do you think is going to happen when you tell somebody something like that?
But you know what? Kyle was like kept fueling it, because then she walked over and she was like, why would you do that? And then they walked over to Brandi, then they all talked about it. If Kyle really wanted to like stop it at that moment and have her husband's event not be ruined, Adrienne and Paul had just left, she'd say, Brandi, you know what, do you mind leaving? Like, this is my husband's event. Except she kept stirring the pot and like making a scene of it. She's the one who's making a scene at this point. Adrienne and Paul made the scene, left. It was a beginning party, not that many people were there. And then Kyle just like, I love her, but she's hypocritical, because she's saying, oh, you're ruining my husband's event, but then she's adding to it.
Fuel to the fire. What were you going to say, Susan?
Well, I agree with Mari that Kyle could definitely stir the pot, but I was going to say, I mean, I'm not defending Paul's actions, but, you know, I'm a heated woman as well, and I don't filter what I say. I don't filter what I say, but if I'm going to talk shit about somebody's family, and I'm going to tell that guy fuck off and say fuck you, you know, I have to be prepared to be called a bitch to my face. It's not that he grabbed her, he didn't shake the shit out of her. He was like, you're a bitch. I mean, she was a bitch. She deserved to be called a bitch. She just went she obviously said something so appalling that all the housewives were like, what the hell? That was so inappropriate. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, it's disrespectful, but I think at the same time we can't give Brandi a pass, because what she did was beyond disrespectful. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of Brandi. But you know what? There's repercussions. Sometimes when you say shit, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
And I agree with you. If you're gonna have the balls to just be able to like get in his face, and she said F you, F you, F you, well then what do you think is gonna come back to you? So I agree. Now
she's not the one also though who made a big deal of Paul calling her a bitch. It was Taylor.
No, it was Taylor, and we all know why Taylor made a big deal of it, because this whole subject is very, you know, near and dear to her heart, and it's sensitive because of what she went through in her marriage. But,
and speaking of Taylor, how did you feel about Taylor's dig towards Camille, saying like, oh, you know, everyone, you know, discusses everyone else's business, and you know,
I cannot think of another Housewives franchise where the cast has so many things that you cannot talk about. I was telling my husband
you're on a reality
earlier.
show. This is what you signed up for.
And each woman is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that. Don't they know that's private? You don't say that about me. You don't bring this up and this up. These people, you can hardly say anything about them. They have so many skeletons.
Except the difference is this one got bleeped, and what Camille said about Taylor didn't get bleeped. And also the other difference, which I'm glad Camille said it in her confessional, was everyone knew that Taylor's husband was beating her. Taylor didn't make a secret of it. She told people. Everyone who weren't the viewers of the show knew that. But this one, obviously, people didn't know it, but I want to talk about it when you're ready.
Okay, well, well, first of all, before we reveal like what I think it actually is, because based off of our little research, but let's go around the room and like I want everybody to tell us, or tell the fans, like, what did you think Brandi actually said to Adrienne? What was the inflammatory comment?
I thought that Brandi said that Paul may have hit her.
All right, Mari.
The dinner at Sir, what she said. I thought that Brandi said that Adrienne used a surrogate and that she didn't actually give birth to her children.
Got it. And Natalie?
I thought that she had said something about maybe neglecting her children, or, you know, having other people kind of care for them, just based on the fact that when she was telling Brandi, like, well, you sleep till 3 p.m., you don't take care of your children either. You know, she kind of made allusion to that. So
I'm with Susan. I also thought what she blurted out had something to do with the fact that there was some domestic violence going on. with her and Paul, because that's also something that came up in an earlier episode. But ding, 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 ding. We now know that actually what you thought is correct, what Brandi actually blurted out for all you guys who are still trying to figure it out. She blurted out that, or she accused Adrienne of being a surrogate or using a surrogate for her children and not having natural childbirth.
Hell to the no.
Yes! Love that sound effect. And I can understand, you know, as parents, why they would be so upset that they wouldn't want something like that to get out, especially if their kids aren't biologically theirs. You know,
so there's a difference between Brandi allegedly accusing Adrienne of using a surrogate and accusing Adrienne of the kids not being biologically hers. So which is it?
Well, no, I'm saying like
either she used a surrogate, but it was her egg,
right?
And the kids are still biologically hers,
right? That's what a surrogate is.
Or she
not all the time.
She didn't use her egg in some other woman, like and Paul's sperm.
Exactly.
And so it's not even.
So leading to the fact that her children might not be biologically her. So I can understand how inflamed as a parent, like you don't want your kids to hear about that at school. You know?
I just think kids are off limit, period.
I agree.
When they get to a certain age and they're adult enough to drive their asses around by themselves and wipe their own ass or whatever, that's game on. But these are little children. I don't think we've ever even seen,
I agree,
like full frontal pictures of them because they're, you know,
some kids can be
hidden
on the show. Like Portia's been on the show, but Adrienne's kids have been off limits, and I think that's why Bravo bleeped it. In all the years of all the Real Housewives franchise, have they ever hid anything from viewers? And they haven't. And that's why I didn't think it was the fact that Paul beat Adrienne, because if it was, that would be the same exact storyline from last year, and they'd have no problem saying it. And if that was true, then like now that the divorce is going on and they're slinging accusations at each other, that would have come up.
It's still come up. It's come up quite a bit in the blogs and all that kind of stuff, that those accusations are still there. But I think now that this has come to light, it's kind of taken, you know, center stage. But it leads me to a question, like, because we were just saying before, you're on reality TV, you have to have the expectation that, like, shit's going to be all over the place. So are kids off limits when it comes to this? Like, what do you guys think?
Well, it kind of irritates me that Bravo even included this at all, because they're bleeping out so much of it. I don't even know why they didn't just like step away from this whole storyline, you know, because I think as a viewer, it's so frustrating not to have the full story.
I think they gave a big hint, though, in the episode right before the episode where it was bleeped. They happened to have a dinner conversation about, natural childbirth. And then Camille said, I can't participate in this because I used a surrogate. And that was like Bravo doesn't do anything unintentionally.
Right.
And that was the most random little tidbit that had nothing to do with the rest of the episode that I was thinking, when it happened, I was like, that's weird, that's random. And now that's definitely why. But I do think that children should be off limits if the parent wants that. You know,
agreed.
Like, you know, Kyle lets Portia be on the show, the birthday party, everything. Leanne Rimes and Eddie Cibrian don't even want Brandi's kids to be on the show, so it's the parents' choice, but the Maloofs have chosen not to have their kids be a part of this show and have it be separate, and
so respect their wishes.
So Giselle, our other
resident tweeter,
our resident tweeter, she's actually on our live chat for AfterBuzzTV, and the fans are saying that they thought it had to do something with divorce or kids.
Well, I mean, we just revealed it's got to do with the kids.
It has to do with the kids. So, I mean, I don't have kids yet, but yeah, if someone talked about my kid, I mean, someone talks about my chihuahua, I get crazy. So imagine if something may or may not have come out of my vagina that I'm raising as my child.
Right.
I'm going to get a little crazy on you.
Absolutely. Really quickly, before we move on to the dinner party from hell, again, like part 2, I was going to save this for news and gossip, but I think it's appropriate to talk about it right now. Last February, there was a blind item. You know how Gawker and a lot of those sites, they do blind items about one of the Real Housewives. And now that this story has come to light, we know who the blind item was about. And let me read it really quickly. It says, one of the Real Housewives couples is in panic mode right now because their world might come crashing down because of one side remark made by another Real Housewife that struck way closer to home than intended. Brandi and Adrienne. Apparently, this couple is barely barely hanging on but does not want the world to see it, and were really upset when a cast member who does not even know what is going on said the couple is barely hanging on. The publicists for the couple are in damage control mode, but that is not their biggest worry. Leaks are beginning to emerge in their carefully constructed cover, which was never intended for full media attention. Specifically, friends of the couple have been hinting that the couple have an open marriage and that the husband complains he has not had sex in years, and the couple, who do have children, might not have actually had natural conception, especially considering the wife's age and the age of the kids.
Yeah.
So
age was something else because Adrienne, I think, is like 50, and the kids, like something like she would have had the kids in her mid 40s, something like that. She's 50 something. She would have had the kids in mid 40s. My mom had me at 40 naturally, so I'm not saying it can't happen. Right. But like that. As you get older in your 40s, it's more rare.
Right. And this was this was from February of this year.
Okay.
So now, like, the truth is coming out, and clearly we know who this blind item is about.
And I think also the reason Brandi knew it is because I think the reason she got brought onto the show was because her kids went to school with Adrienne's kids. So obviously the moms at the school talk about it.
Well, not only that, but it was Adrienne that brought Brandi into the fold because they were originally friends.
Yeah.
So, and because I was also sitting there wondering, because Brandi kept saying, I know so much stuff, and she's hurt me, and I'm like, I want to get to that.
I'm just getting information from Giselle. Okay. Adrienne is 51.
Oh, thank you, Giselle. So Adrienne, so
and
it all
the
makes
kids
sense.
are like less than 10 something that like she'd have to have them in her mid 40s or.
And at the end of the day, who cares? Not our business. Who
cares?
I
know. I kind of feel bad like sitting around talking about it, but
exactly. Well, it's time to move on to the dinner party from hell again. So we see we've got a new person, and remember I've been talking the whole season thus far.
Is it Marissa? Or what was her name?
Yeah, Marissa.
Yes,
Zanuck.
Marissa Zanuck. Yeah, she's gonna.
I like her.
We're gonna be seeing a lot more of her. And just side note, I love how we're seeing so much of Camille.
Oh
Even though you don't see her in the credits, I almost like it because we're seeing so much of her, and we're seeing a different Camille. Like she's just.
Before we move on, just bring up Camille. Do you feel like Taylor made it about her with the whole Paul and Brandi thing, and about Camille and Brandi? Do you feel like? I'm sorry, about Camille and Taylor. Do you feel like maybe Taylor kind of stole that spotlight and was like, it's kind of about her? It's like no one got hit, bitch. It's like, what? Why is it about you right now?
But you know what, though? She did, but I understand why. It makes sense because it's something that hit so close to home.
And I understand that. And I understand that. But it's like, okay, but you're not the one that just got cussed out right now.
True. No, but she knows that people watch this show and viewers are watching this show, and that role models, like technically supposed to be role models, and I think she doesn't like the idea of like Bravo airing.
And I absolutely agree, but I would get up and walk away from that situation if I felt so threatened and just uneasy. I don't know.
Yeah, it hits close to home. I mean, did she make it about her? Because even Kyle said it. It's not about you, Taylor. She did make it a little about her. I can't deny that, but. I get it.
Yeah, but I understand. Okay, well, that was my
question.
Did you guys feel that she kind of made it about her?
All right, let's talk about this dinner party from hell. Again, so we see a new face, a new housewife, but more importantly, let's talk about Faye.
Ugh.
I love Faye.
I think she's gorgeous.
I think she's fierce. Faye is fierce.
Sorry.
I think Maurice is talking about the title of the episode. Oh, Faye.
Faye is fierce.
I'm just like making noises.
Okay,
wait, before we move on, can we get calls in here? Because I'm getting tweets.
Okay, we can.
We can? Okay,
yes, we
what's
can.
the number here?
424-256-1729.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's not. Shit. Sorry.
AfterBuzzTV 424-256-1633.
Oh, 1633.
256.
We're used to being in the other studio.
1633. 424-256-1633.
Yeah.
I just have to say the reason I kept saying
yes,
because
please.
you guys just had a little Faye love session because you were like, oh, I love her. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, this. And I was like, no. Okay.
All right, let's dig into Faye. First of all, do we think that it was her place, it was her business to have the conversation, the exchange that she had with Brandi?
No, I think this was Faye's like third audition to try to be a housewife herself. She's not able to be a housewife. She's not even a friend of a housewife. She's not even Dana Wilkie status, which I love Dana Wilkie because she was
She's
hilarious
Kyle's friend.
last season. No, but she's not like, remember last season Brandi and Dana were introduced as friends of the wives?
Okay.
She's not even that level, and it kills her that she can't be on this show and that Yolanda Foster walks right in and is a wife and she can't be a wife.
We're going to
I'm
get to
telling you.
Yolanda. We're going to
Well,
get to Yolanda.
I'm going to disagree with you, Mari, because she is Kyle's friend. She's Kyle's friend, and she's Kyle's decorator.
And she's been friends with Adrienne.
And she's been friends with them. So I disagree with you there, but I don't know what her marital status is, so maybe that's why it hasn't happened. I don't know. But I guess I'm going to throw back the question to you guys. And you've already answered, like, was she butting her mouth in when it wasn't due? Oh,
yeah, but that's what Faye does.
She always comments on everything, but she never seems to be, like, involved in it.
Right.
Well, she's like, let me tell you, Brandi, about what you just did.
Who's the one who said it best? Was it Lisa? She's there to basically be
you guys
Kyle's mouthpiece.
Yes. We have a caller. Caller, hello.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Caller, you're on the line with AfterBuzzTV, Beverly Hills Housewives.
Ooh, I like his voice.
Is this so Randy?
Hi there. My name is Randy. I just wanted to call in and
Hey, Randy.
say hello. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Randy. I'm looking at your picture right now.
Would you like to weigh in on any of the topics about the housewives right now with us?
Well, unfortunately, I can't because I'm in Canada and we don't get the current housewives. Like, we're a few months behind, so I have to wait a couple days.
Damn, Randy.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. So, are we spoiling it for you?
No. I've been watching you guys, and it's really entertaining, so I kind of know what to expect. I just wanted to call and wish you guys a happy holidays. I know it's your last show this year, and it's really great. I'm addicted to the show. I listen to you guys every week. So thank you for being so entertaining and all that stuff.
Aw, thank you, Randy.
Thanks
Thanks
for
listening and calling and watching. Have a nice holiday.
You're adorable. And I love your doggy.
You're beautiful, and I'm a gay man, so I'm not being creepy. You are
Aw.
Thank you.
We love our fortune cookie. Aw.
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
You're gorgeous. Have a great holiday.
Okay.
Oh, bye.
All right, bye. Okay, so we know Mari's opinion. What do you guys think about Faye putting in her 2 cents?
What I like about Faye is she's saying the shit that Kyle can't say, because it's just like, spit it out, Kyle, spit it out. Like, which team are you on? Like, what role are you playing? I love Kyle, but yeah, she stirs the pot and then she kind of backs out, and then she's kind of like wants to get involved. And even Mauricio is like, why would you invite her? Like, we're friends with the Maloofs. Like, who the fuck is Brandi? Yes, I know that you had invited her prior to the drama, but like, we have loyalty to the Maloofs. Like, we're friends with them, and even more, we just touched on this briefly. Mauricio was like, I don't know if I would have called her a bitch. I mean, I might have, if it was.
Oh, look, sounds like we have another caller. I didn't cut you off. Caller. This is a fun night.
You're on the line with hello.
I'm calling AfterBuzz for the Real Housewives of
Giselle.
Beverly.
Giselle. All right, girl. What you got to say?
Am I like totally behind on the show?
What do you mean? Are you behind? No,
you're
not.
Yeah, I'm like on a delay on the show right now, so I'm watching you guys, but it's totally different. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, G.
So we were just going around the room and asking everybody what their opinion was on Faye putting in her 2 cents and her conversation with Brandi. What did you think about that?
Yeah, so here's the deal. The thing is that everyone's saying that, well, Faye really just wishes that she was on the Housewives, blah, 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 blah. Well, Faye is actually going to have more of a presence this season. If you've been paying attention to the website and the blog, Faye now has her own blog on The Real Housewives. So she is going to have just as much of a presence as, say, Camille. And also this new girl who we see, Marissa, in the blue dress, who we don't hear a lot from. She's also going to have more of a presence. And Brandi even mentions that the two of them have gotten close over the last couple of months. So even though Faye seems like she's coming out of nowhere, I think she definitely is, stepping out of line where she comes from. But a big, pretty much everyone on the blog this week wrote about how Faye was Kyle's mouthpiece.
Right.
So what do you guys think? Is she speaking on behalf of Kyle? Is she stepping out of place? Did Kyle bring her there? Brandi actually refers to her as Kyle's pitbull / puppet.
Right.
And Camille also called her out because there was another dinner party from hell
The original.
where Faye called out Camille for, you know, the tidbits she got in with Taylor and Kyle.
Yeah, which was the dinner
The
from
original.
hell. Yeah, the
Original.
original dinner from hell.
And I liked Camille's. What's the name of Camille's friend? The sweet, nice one with the brown hair.
Oh, Dee Dee, yeah.
Can Faye just be like a Dee Dee? Like, Dee Dee is sweet, and when someone really crosses Camille, Dee Dee is there to protect her, because I don't know if you remember, but when Taylor and Camille got into it last season, Dee Dee like stepped in. Faye took it too far. Like, I get being someone's friend and like wanting to stick up for them, but like, be a Dee Dee, be a nice one. Don't be Faye, and don't. I get that she could be like Kyle's mouthpiece, but I just think she went way too overboard.
But what's the difference between Faye and Brandi? They both have a mouth, and they both like to use it.
Well, Brandi's actually on the show and is actually involved, and Faye like wasn't even at that original dinner at SOAR when she said what she bleeped out. Like, Faye was just like coming in out of nowhere, and she was trying to be like the mother hen and be like, you need to call her, and you need to send flowers, and you need to do this. It's not your place. You're not like some woman. Like, if Lisa said that to her, Lisa and Brandi have that very sweet, I love it, like, I'm your mother, I'm going to give you advice and tell you what to do here. Faye can't do that.
Well, what everyone is saying, she's basically Kyle's mouthpiece. She's saying everything that Kyle can't say but wants to say.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. And then we'll wrap it up. Faye made the comment that, okay, you've made it everybody's business. You know, basically with Brandi, like, you know, her unfiltered mouth and blurting it out to everyone. Did she make it everybody's business to chime in? Because to Faye's point, she knows Adrienne. She knows Adrienne very well. So did she make it everybody's business?
She kind of did.
Yeah.
She totally kind of did. And the thing is that one of the things that Kyle mentions in the show and also on her blog is the fact that she said that she wasn't instigating anything because she was asking solely about the argument. And she claims, you guys can discuss what you think about this, but she claims that if ever she's in an argument with somebody, she might discuss the argument, but she won't reveal details or the secrets, which is funny because she talks about how Faye is somebody who she confides to about everything. So, I mean, it sounds like a lot of people were in the wrong. A lot of people were really off in terms of timing. And you guys mentioned something earlier that I think is interesting is, you know, all of a sudden these women are becoming so selective and offensive about what's being shown on television. And it's like, well, it's a reality show, bitches. Like, what are you trying to hide here?
Right, but at the same time, it's like if there are secrets or not even secrets, there are personal things about me. You can't use that as ammo if we have a falling out. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that I don't think it falls on Faye. I think it falls on Kyle, because Kyle confided in Faye, and she knows exactly how Faye's going to play this out, especially at the dinner, and she's a good friend of Adrienne's. How did Kyle think it? You know, I kind of feel like maybe Kyle's the one who set this whole thing up.
And Kyle already knew that. Faye had already said in her interviews, like, I cannot stand Brandi. Brandi has said so many cruel things in the past, even before this. She knew that putting Brandi and Faye in the room was just going to be a big explosion.
And I just think it's weird that they keep having these conversations when Adrienne isn't even there. Like, and I just felt that Faye had no place and no right. Like, Adrienne now, it's in Adrienne's court to fight her own battles. And I don't understand why all the other women are getting involved.
But you can't say that it's for Adrienne to fight her own battle, because Lisa's helping Brandi fight her battle.
Exactly. And I think as if
Lisa is giving Brandi advice, yes, but
Lisa is fighting Brandi's battles. I'm sorry.
Well, because Lisa also has her own.
Well, because she sees her as she's a mother hen, and I mean,
and that's okay, But we can't be like poor Brandi has nobody in her corner, because she has Lisa.
Right.
And Lisa's
big.
Yeah, Lisa's big.
Yes, Lisa's big. Yeah.
Have you guys also noticed, like, I know we've kind of talked about, like, oh, is Kyle becoming more of a drama queen? Is she setting back? Like, have you guys noticed a change in the way that she carries herself. Like, she almost has this really fake tone of voice where she becomes very blank and very prim and proper, but it almost looks like she's being strategic in what she says and almost manipulating the situation by carrying herself that way.
I think she's being completely strategic.
I think that she's always been, I love her, but I think she's always been a little bit two-faced, and she's always been a little bit hypocritical, and she's always been one to be like, oh, I'm above the drama, but then she's the one who stirs the pot.
And I love how when we started this season, Diona was like, I love the new Kyle. And I was like,
I
this
know,
is episode 1,
I
bitch.
know.
Let's not
I
speak
know.
yet.
Well, you know what? Now, since we're on that topic, I want to ask you guys, Kim made the comment. She said, well, Kyle was the one who like threw it out there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, so like, do we blame Kyle or do we blame Kim?
We blame Kyle because
you know.
Kyle, listen, when you ask a question like that to Brandi, Brandi's going to give it to you straight. When you confide in someone like Faye, Faye's going to take it and run with it. Kyle knows exactly how these women play. That's what I'm
True.
saying.
Well, she did it in front of everybody. And it's funny that Mauricio called Brandi the gossip girl, but Kyle's the one who brings up the whole situation in front of the entire table.
True. True.
I just love Brandi's outfit at the dinner from hell.
That was fantastic. She's fierce.
She's fierce.
All right.
She's fierce.
All right, well, I'm going to get back to the chat, you guys.
Okay,
Love you. Thanks for calling in, boo-boo.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to you.
All right. So let's continue our conversation. So I want to get back to Faye because I feel like she just had so many things to say, and I feel like she did make some good points. You know, I think Brandi, she does, you know, she has an unfiltered mouth, and I think a lot of the things that fly out of her mouth, she speaks without thinking, and I do like Brandi a lot, and I know that she's just, you know, she tells it like it is, but like, as a mother, as an adult, like...
That's her defense mechanism. She feels that if she's going to get attacked, she's going to play dirty, and that's Brandi. And with
there's
Faye,
repercussions to that.
And there is repercussions, and she's dealing with it. She's getting belittled by Faye. Faye is going hard on her.
She cut her up.
Yeah, Faye is like, you better send her flowers if you're really sorry. I mean, Faye
What
is
is
like
that?
reprimanding
Send
her.
flowers?
I agree.
I was
Okay, I'm
like,
with you.
what?
Are we
That's because Adrienne
Is
sent
that
flowers,
fucking
but
forest?
Is
Yeah.
that how we do it?
Yeah, she
like,
sent a
I'm
goddamn
sorry,
forest.
you must send flowers or you're not genuine. That's what Faye said.
I didn't
What?
like. I didn't like that either. So sending flowers
Yeah.
equals an apology. Like
No.
one or I didn't like that. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, if you're going to apologize, you got to do it face to face and sit down like Adrienne and Lisa finally did do. I just really felt like it wasn't Faye's place and that Brandi went to that dinner party probably not expecting to have this conversation. Why did they have to bring it up again? Like, she said it and now she has to deal with the repercussions with Adrienne herself. But I just I really, really dislike Faye.
Well, you knew that shit was gonna come up.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, what do you
Like,
think they were going to go?
I knew it was gonna come up.
Yeah.
I know, but
you
I just feel like Faye went way out of line and it wasn't her place. And I like the Marissa chick because Marissa was like, what did she say?
She basically sided with Brandi. She said, you know, I actually agree with Brandi.
I know, and I was like, yes, I like you. I like you, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
happy to hear they have a
So is
friendship.
it okay that Brandi could reveal whatever she wants to reveal in front of a group of women, but it's not okay for Faye because she wasn't technically there at the
At the dinner.
tasting?
Yeah.
That it's not okay for Faye to do. The reason why I don't hate Faye is because if someone talks shit about my good friend and she wasn't there, I'm going to go at you. I'm sorry. And I'm going to belittle the shit out of you. And I'm going to make you pay for it. I'm going to tell you better fucking get on your knees and call my friend, send her some flowers, send her some
At
Oreos.
least an orchid.
Or do something. Or an orchid, you know?
And I get where you're coming from. At the end of the day, I think when it comes to friendship, you would expect, if somebody's talking shit about your friend, you would expect someone to have your back.
But not
and maybe
even
say
shit.
something.
It's like the low of the low. Like you went below the bell, and all the women that were there at Sir agree it was the low of low. Everyone except for Lisa said, "Oh my God, that was appalling. She shouldn't have said that."
But
it wasn't like a simple, "Oh my God, that bitch has bad shoes." It was like she said something very personal.
Yeah, extremely personal.
And if it was my good friend, you best believe I'm gonna go at you.
if it was my good friend, I would tell her. That's what Kim did. Kim said, hey, you need to know. She said this, and the ball is in her court. And they all said you shouldn't have said it. And then leave it at that. I just don't agree with what Faye did because I feel like she has ulterior motives. I don't think it was just motivated by, you know, I want to stick up for my friend Adrienne and I want to be there for her. I just felt like it was something more like she wanted the attention and she wanted to stir up the drama, and I just don't think her motives were so pure.
Okay.
Oh, her motives were not pure at all. I agree with you. I think that she did want to stir drama. Like I said, Faye went into that dinner party knowing exactly what she was going to say to Brandi. She went in there. She was like, "Oh, bitch! Like, it's take a dig at me."
They were right across from the table.
Right across
Look
from
at,
each
like
other.
Kyle said, everybody, there's place.
Faye did not go
the
there
name
to
cards,
eat
find your spot.
Salmon or
lamb.
chicken pot pie. She went in there.
4 courses.
4 courses. She went in there to attack Brandi.
Yeah.
All right, on a lighter note, can we talk about Miss Yolanda? Now, here's my comment. First of all,
can I do some burpees real quick?
Burpees?
Where she like jumps up and taps her toes.
Here's my thing.
Yeah, it's a burpee.
No, burpees are where you jump up, do a jumping jacks, then get down and do a
Why
push-up.
are they called burpees?
Because they suck. I don't know. They're terrible.
Do you belch when you do it? I don't know.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, yes. Can we roll this pony? But I think what really stood out to me about Yolanda, you live in this big motherfucking house,
and
you
have to run on your
and you gotta run down the goddamn stairs.
Work out next to the pool table.
Where's the gym? Where's the indoor gym?
Let me use the edge of my bed.
I mean, it was great because it lets the average person know what they can do at home, you know, in your apartment or your living room. But like, I'm like, this big ass house and you don't have a gym.
Maybe the gym's being renovated.
No, the whole house is done.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The whole house is done. So I thought that was really funny. But, you know, I liked how we got a little snippet of her. And then, of course, she was just like, you know, last week I swam 2 miles a day. And I'm like, really?
I thought I was in the Olympics.
I thought I was in the Olympics. I have to
Can
keep
I
my
just
ass
say
tight.
that I had really high hopes for Yolanda, and I was so excited to have a new wife and have new blood in the show, and she has let me down thus far. I just think that she's condescending, she's demeaning, she thinks she's above the women, she's boring, she doesn't participate in the activities.
All
and
she
she's
wants to
gonna
do,
be gone
darling,
next
is
season.
exercise.
She wants to. I agree with you 100%, Mari. I think she's judgmental. I think she thought she was going to come into the group and like, I'm going to be the one that changes, you know, the way this show is perceived. I'm going to be the one that brings an air of class. And it's like, bitch, like, you come in too far in the season to have that attitude, and it's just like, go with the flow.
And
you
she's
know?
missing way too many events to like. She's gonna be gone next
She's
season.
gonna be gone. I hope so. I mean. Yeah.
We haven't seen enough of her. We haven't gotten into her world. I mean, we saw her.
That's
you know,
as far as she's gonna let you in.
She had
She
party.
doesn't want to let you in.
Yeah,
so
there's no storyline there.
She doesn't want you to see beyond this aura of glamour that she's created. She only wants you to see the beautiful house, the beautiful daughter, the successful husband, and her successful modeling career, and that's it.
The perfect sized boobs without a bra on and her workouts out.
No, turn that applause off. Turn that applause off.
And she's also like so competitive and jealous of her beautiful daughter. It's like weird.
Right. She is
Step
very competitive.
off.
I think that's probably maybe a little indicative of a stage parent, maybe, who also used to do the same thing. She also used to model, so
and not being able to cope with her age. And
exactly. So I had to call that out because I thought it was really funny. What else? When Kim and her daughters went to go to Pilates, thought it was really funny.
What is she doing going to Vegas?
Oh yes.
What?
Can we talk about that? Yes, thank you.
No, I felt so bad for her. Like, you don't have to go to Vegas, honey. It's too soon.
No,
It
but
is
it's
too
her
soon.
son's 21st birthday, and I felt really bad for her because she really wants to go to Vegas. Yet the temptations, and I think she's doing really well. And I don't know, I'm like protective of Kim.
Why are you protective of Kim?
Because like I just feel like Kyle's such a bitch to her, and like
I think
Kim
Kyle's a bitch to everyone.
but Kim is the older sister, and Kyle puts her down constantly, and Kim normally accepts it, and it's like she's finally getting healthy. First of all, I love her because she's hilarious. She's unintentionally hilarious.
Well, she was also hilarious for so long because she was
I know. And I hate to say that's why, but she's hilarious. She's hilarious. Like, her clips always end up on the stoop, and I think it's hilarious, and I just love her. And I just, like, am protective of her because I just feel like she's finally coming into her own, and Kyle will never, ever let her be the older sister. She will always Kyle will always be the older sister having to take care of Kim, and I just don't like that.
Well, I mean, I think there's probably a lot that we haven't seen. Obviously, there's sisters, there's family, there's a lot of history that we don't know about. And because of Kim's addiction, you know, I think she probably has made a lot of bad decisions throughout the years. And Kyle has probably had to be the one to come and pick up the pieces. And so now that she's sober for the first time, and Lord knows how many years, we don't know the answer to that.
Right.
I think that could probably be where Kyle's, you know, frustrations are, because she's always had to, you know,
Play the older sister.
play the older
role.
sister.
But at the end of the day, when shit hits the fan, Kyle's there to back her sister up.
Exactly.
So
And she's always crying about her, too, because she
And I
wanted to
mean,
be invited to Vegas.
I
Kim's
know.
a little crazy. I'm sorry. She's funny, but she's a little crazy. I mean, she sometimes doesn't make sense.
But I think sometimes, I hate to say this, but Kyle kind of like fuels a little bit of it because she's putting her sister down constantly, and it probably makes Kim feel like she can't do anything herself. And sometimes I think that Kyle is a good sister and that she's very protective and she always has her back, but she needs to learn when to let go, when to step back.
Yeah, this is true. Well, you guys, this has been a very heated conversation, and we could go on and on, but we're running out of time, girls. Did we get everything? Anybody have any?
I think so. I think we're
all right, because I think it's time for a little, you know, news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, we already revealed, you know, what the big outburst was that Brandi had. It was about the kids. So, and it sounds like everybody in the chat room kind of had the same thoughts. So, yay, we figured it out.
We cracked the case.
Yes, we cracked the Housewives case. So Brandi Glanville, we all know that she has a new book coming out, and actually the cover of the book is released. I wish we had time to put it up here, but we don't. But I have a black and white picture. I don't know if you guys
Wait, drinking
see
and tweeting. So
It's
the
called-
whole "it's divorce, not cancer" next.
I love that
Done.
picture.
It's
Drinking
called-
and tweeting. That's it. Final title.
Yes, her title of the book is called
Yes.
Drinking and Tweeting, and we'll
Cute.
we'll put it up on the
She looks
screen. So you got, it's
fabulous.
black
So
and
that's
white.
like
but
not
sorry.
so much about the divorce. That title.
I think it's maybe about everything.
I
you
think
know,
that's what
the-
she did while she was getting a divorce. She
My
drinking
title-
and tweeting.
I have a question. A fan tweeted in. Do you guys think that Faye is jealous of Brandi?
No,
No.
I don't.
No.
No, I think
okay.
she looks down on her.
I think she wants to be on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just say, if I were Brandi, I would name that book "Bitch, I'm Better Than Leanne Rhymes."
And just to
I
be
hate
clear,
Leanne Rhymes.
just to be clear, the full title of her book is Drinking and Tweeting and Other Brandi Blunders. So that's the full
Oh,
title.
cute.
So it's cute. It's
Yeah.
cute and catchy. Next up, and this is something that we're going to see, we can talk about a little bit more in predictions, but Camille Grammer's children, apparently they're not allowed to
Yeah.
bring up her name or call her mother when they're in the presence of Kelsey and his new wife. What the fuck is that about?
That's crazy.
I wonder even what, like, how much truth there is to that, because if that's true, like, give me a break. Are you kidding me? Like, what do you guys think about that?
Every week we hear more
Inconceivable!
Oh, I love that.
strange things about Kelsey and his wife Kate, you know, with the baby and the Playboy house and the whole
Yeah.
thing. I think that it's just,
I think
who knows
Camille
what's
is
true. It's
justified
crazy.
in always being like, and he's this big.
And Mari, you have a legal background, and I know you wanted to, like, weigh in on some you know, ands, if, or buts from a legal perspective. So
I do.
let's hear it.
I do legal news blogging. I have a blog called YourLegalLady.com, and I blog about headline legal news, celebrity legal news, and a lot of people are trying to figure out, just because Adrienne said, like, I'm going to sue you for defamation, or
Right.
that's defamation.
Yeah.
Defamation would mean that Brandi knowingly said something that was false. She said something, she knew it was false, and she said it anyways.
Ah.
So intent. And the thing is, we're saying it's true. So if it's true, then that's Brandi's
there's no
defense.
case.
There's
Okay.
no case. The only other option is public disclosure of private facts. That's admitting it's true, but a public figure, and she's a public figure, would be barred from a lawsuit like that because it's in the public eye. And so these defamation cases are very, very hard to win in the U.S., which is why everyone always files them against the papers overseas, like celebrities.
interesting.
Tom Cruise has won multiple suits against magazines and different things overseas because they have a lower standard for defamation. But here, like, he filed a $50 million suit against Life and Style, and their defense is you can't prove intent. You can't prove that we knew it was
Person's
false at the time.
intention.
at the time we wrote it and wrote it anyways. And that was about him abandoning Surrey. And they're saying, well, that's true.
Now, from a legal perspective, do you find when people threaten, oh my God, you said this about me, do you find that to be terribly, just frivolous and just ridiculous, or is there like some merit to it?
Like I said, defamation suits are very, very difficult to prove and to win in the U.S. And so when you say, like, that's defamation, it has no legs. Obviously, her lawyers, did something enough to scare Bravo to bleep it, or maybe Bravo just took the moral high ground on their own and they said it's about the kids, we're going to bleep it.
Or do we think that money talks? Is that why it was bleeped?
She paid Bravo?
Yeah. Or just, who knows what the exchange was?
I don't think she paid Bravo. Bravo has... maybe they took the moral high ground and it's just like this was about the kids. The kids don't know that. If the kids don't know this, then it's a whole nother issue. If the kids are already aware that their mother used a surrogate and or that their mother isn't their biological mother, then it's all right. But if the kids don't know, that's really crossing a line.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's...
It's like learning on television that you're adopted.
Exactly. And I think maybe that's where that's where the outburst from Paul came from. Like, who knows? We don't know the answer to that at this point. So.
But I don't understand why you wouldn't be open about it like Camille. Like, Camille's very open about the fact that she's a surrogate. I'm sure her kids are aware. Like, is this the whole Katie Holmes, possibly Beyonce, fake belly?
It's a personal issue.
Yeah. It's really personal.
Well,
but I'm saying at the
twist
time,
from the blind item too about the open marriage.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
Do you think Adrienne went so far as to like wear a fake belly for 9 months?
Or maybe she was just out of, maybe she's laid low for 9 months. Who knows? We don't know.
Like, I just don't know why you wouldn't be more open about it.
It's just,
it's a
it's a very personal
No, it's
issue,
a personal preference when to tell your kids, of course, or if to tell your kids or whatever. But like wearing a fake belly for 9 months, like some people say Katie Holmes did and possibly Beyonce did, like.
Yeah. Well, who knows? That's a whole nother, something we need to investigate. But
well, I don't think Beyonce wore because her thighs did not lie about that.
I don't think Beyonce wore it, but I did see Katie Holmes.
I love Beyonce. I'm just saying.
All right, well, that's a whole nother issue. But thank you for our resident legalese advice. Really quickly, let's do some predictions.
Predictions. Your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
Brandi's gonna slap the shit out of Sheena. That's my
oh my God.
That's my prediction.
That is bad news, that meeting.
I know. And I love how she said, you know what? I lost my family. You don't get to fucking cry. I get to cry. I love that. What do you think, Mari?
I think Bravo producers are setting it up because Vanderpump Rules is about to premiere on January 7th, so it's a little bit of like
timing.
them coordinating this, but I think that Brandi has every right to bitch slap her.
Exactly. And what about Taylor? It sounds like she's having a conversation with somebody about having to give her wedding band back or something. I don't know what that's all about.
I was kind of surprised too that she seems so upset since it. To me, I would think that would have really bad memories associated with it. I would be like, you take that because he used to kick my ass.
Yeah,
and I don't want that.
still, it's an abuse. She's
she like did like
woman,
what is that thing?
Sage. She staged her home. Yeah,
oh,
I saw that.
right.
Yeah, getting all that bad juju out.
All right. She should have done that shit like a long time ago.
Yeah. It is what it is. All right, you guys. So that's our show for 2012. Yay! Let's see here. We want to wish all of you a very happy holiday, safe new year. Be sure to check back with us in January for a new show. 2013. It's hard to say.
Yeah, and please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at It's Susan Hahn.
Mari, where can we find you?
At Mari Fagel on Twitter and your legal lady.
And Natalie?
You can find me at RealDrunkHouseW or at Natalie77.
Girl, I love anything drunk. And you can find me, Diona Vaughan, at GoToGirlTV on Twitter. And you can also find me on YouTube. It's a show called The Stylish Finds. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.